What's up, everybody? How we doing? It's meal prep time, and we just cooked this unbelievably beautiful bird. So if you want to learn how to cook a bird like this in pretty much no time flat, check out the video. What's up, everybody? It's a new video recipe, and this week we got one of my BFFs, the whole chicken. So I like a whole chicken for a lot of reasons. First and foremost, you get to work with every cut of the meat. You get bone, you get thigh, you get breast, you get thigh, you get wing, you get it all. Number two, it's probably your most economic cut of meat in the entire supermarket. Whole chickens will generally run $2 to $3. Sometimes you get them on sale even for $1 a pound. They're super versatile. You can roast them whole, which is what I'm going to be doing today. You can break them down, cook them on the grill. You could skin them, you could leave bone in, you can debone them. Literally do any type of dish you want. And the reason why we like it as a family is that everyone gets their choice of meat. I like thigh, my wife likes white meat, my son likes the crispy chicken wings. He just calls it the crispy part. We all love it. And today I just want to get super basic, super easy. The skin on, I'm gonna roast it whole, and since I want it done nice, quick, and no fuss, no muss, we're gonna do it in the air fryer. Side note, if you don't have an air fryer, you can still do this just as fine in the oven. I would probably set it to about 400, 425. Keep it either in a skillet or a roasting pan with a sheet of aluminum foil. Just throw it in there for the bottom. 400, 425 for roughly about an hour. The way we know it's going to be done, like I always say, cook it till it's done. The way you're going to know it's going to be done is temperature-wise with a meat thermometer. So with the meat thermometer, it's going to be 185 in the thigh, 165 in the breast. It's right there. As soon as it gets there, I usually hold it in for about 5 more minutes. And then you're definitely going to want to let it rest for at least 10 minutes before cutting. It is super important to let it rest. Why is it important to let it rest?
So the juices stay in the chicken.
So the juices stay in the chicken. When you heat up a piece of meat and you have it and you just bring it out of the oven or out of the pan, all the juices are on the outside of the meat. If you cut it, that's when everything starts spilling out. You want to let it sit for at least 10 minutes before you start cutting it. Therefore, the juices will set back into the meat. And then instead of spilling all that juice all over your cutting board and then all over your counter and all over your shoes, that stays in the meat. And that's how you get a really nice juicy piece of meat. Because we all like juicy pieces of meat.
Okay.
Real simple dry rub recipe. I like to call this is really just the Fego House Rub. We kind of put it on everything. It's a 2-to-1 of paprika, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and salt. So to cover a whole chicken, I usually do 2 tablespoons of paprika, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning, 1 tablespoon of salt. Usually for meat, you use a kosher salt. If you want to get fancy, you could use a applewood smoked sea salt.
Any kind of
really good.
Smoked salt.
Or any type of smoked salt will give you a real
salt.
good flavor. Garlic sea salt, yes, thank you, wife. Do you want to get in and at least give a hi?
Hi.
Introduce.
Sorry, I'm busy feeding the
Yes,
kids.
we're in the middle of feeding kids too. Real opportune time to do this video, but it's super real moment, right? And lastly, it's really important to know kind of what your family eats too. My wife and everyone else hates pepper, so none of my recipes really have pepper. I like pepper, but before we season it, one thing I like to do is just sit it on top of a piece of aluminum foil. Makes it real simple, especially if you're gonna rub a chicken and kind of get seasoning all over the place. That way you can put the chicken directly in the air fryer, and you could just wrap up all the mess and throw it out. First thing we're gonna do is just do a little bit of olive oil. Gonna let that sit in. We're just gonna kind of bathe the chicken. And that's gonna do, it's gonna prevent the chicken from burning, number 1. Number 2, it's gonna make your dry rub really hold to the chicken really well. Alright, paprika number 1, paprika number 2. Paprika gives it a nice smoky flavor, but not spicy, which everyone kind of thinks it does.
It doesn't.
The garlic powder gives it that nice sweetness that a lot of the garlic brings. Italian seasoning, all that herbs and everything really makes the poultry pop. Flavor-wise, super, super nice. Salt, because always salt, always. And yeah, a tablespoon of salt sounds a lot. You got a 5-pound whole chicken here, kids. It's a lot of meat. Yeah, and it's really not a lot. A lot of that's gonna come off too as you cook it. After that, it should look like a real nice red color in there. We're just gonna dump that all over. You don't have to be too scientific about this part. You just want to make sure it gets a good cover. Make sure it gets, oh geez, that was a lot. Make sure it gets all in the nook and crannies.
Get really friendly with your chicken.
Yeah, real friendly with your chicken.
Never tell your kids what's on your chicken.
Yeah, and never tell your kids what's on your chicken. Gosh, if we showed this to them before they ate it, they would never touch it.
They'd be vegetarian.
Yeah, just give it to them. Tell them how good it is. And if you seem to run out of rub, which is okay, it does happen from time to time, you just make another batch. Again, it's 2 parts paprika, and then everything else is just 1 part. 1 part garlic powder, 1 part Italian seasoning, and 1 part salt. Again, you could use this to grill. We usually use it for chicken and turkey. Come on, baby, get in there. We got a bird. And then I go to always wash my hands and I find the one spot I missed. It's right on the thigh too, so come on, man. Okay, important note about cooking whole meat in the air fryer, especially something that's going to be in a long time. Depending on your air fryer settings, check your manual. A lot of times I know with our air fryer, the heat comes heat side down. So in an oven, when you put it breast up, from the oven, the broiler heats from underneath and kind of circulates the whole thing. However, in an air fryer, the heat comes straight down from the top. So if you put it in just as you normally would, breast side up, it may overcook and burn the top of the chicken. So what you do is you flip it over. We're gonna cook it breast side down for 30 minutes and then flip it and then probably cook it for another 20-25 minutes or so. That way the whole chicken will get nice and cooked. It won't overcook or burn the top of your chicken, because then you get like the nice crispy money shot of your nice beautiful chicken. Then the last benefit of cooking it breast side down is with all the dark meat turned up, all the fats and everything drip down through the chicken and really get everything really super moist. So you get a really moist chicken breast as well. Don't forget to preheat your air fryer for 5 minutes. Thank you. Wifey tip of the day. Now the transfer. A lot of benefits to using a whole roast chicken for either family cook or meal prep. I like it because you could eat the breast with rice and vegetables. You could use the dark meat for sandwiches, wraps, even like a cold chicken salad. Super versatile. Just plenty. We're hot. We're going in. Again, we got breast side down. That's it. And that bird is flipped. Starting to get real nice and juicy already. Look at this beauty. All right, so the last thing we're gonna have to do is carve this thing. So easiest way to do that, the way I like to do it is to kind of dismantle the wings, thighs, and drums, and then slice out the breast. So the way we're gonna do that is, firstly, we're gonna kind of trim out the skin. For the wings, simply pull them forward, and they should kind of pop right off, and then just run that blade through. Okay. That's really well cooked. All right, so same thing for the thighs and drums. You can kind of get them all out in one piece. The joint for the thigh is right here, and you can literally put the knife right through it. You just kind of feel around for it. Okay. Gosh, chicken is so juicy. And here's, gosh, real good reason that even when you rest your meat, this has been resting literally half an hour now, and it is still screaming hot on the inside. Good night. Okay. Okay. All right. So lastly, to do the breast, first you do a cut through the side towards the bottom, and then little by little, you just kind of shave your way down, almost like you would like a Thanksgiving Day turkey. So we're gonna make that cut all the way through the side, and then just one by one, I'm just gonna cut one piece at a time. Okay. Don't be afraid to get in and kind of pull some of the meat out too. You want to get out everything you can. And there she is. That is, God, I don't know, 3 pounds or so? All different types of chicken, breast on top, but all the wings, drums, and thighs on the bottom. And we got meat for a week, baby.